Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my garage. It is Monday morning today. It is currently the 28th of July. So this is going to be my first proper week back, hitting it hard on eBay again. The last 2 weeks, of course, as you guys know, we've had little baby Lando, and we've just been getting used to the whole baby life again. Just trying to get our body clocks used to waking up every couple of hours at night, getting used to cleaning, sterilising the bottles, feeding him, doing all that classic baby stuff. We're in a good flow now. His nights are a bit hit and miss. He'll have one good night followed by a really terrible night. So yeah, but that's just babies for you, you know. Yeah, there's no calling it, there's no predicting what they're going to do, but we're trying to get a little bit of a routine going, which has caused eBay to slip off a little bit. I did manage to push a few harder days last week, kind of end of the week sort of time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Managed to get a few listings up, which did sort of like trigger the algorithm a little bit just to pump a few sales. So this weekend we've actually got 14 sales going out and coming to a total of £610, which I'm really happy with. Decent amount of turnover, some really high profit flips. Some of the flips are from car boots. The majority of them are from Vinted. Of course, they are the shoes, which I sell a lot of. That's another thing I want to get into, because Vinted, banned or unbanned is the question. A lot of you have messaged me asking if I've got it. I haven't replied to anyone really. I've just been kind of testing the waters, seeing what it's all about. But about a week ago, I got a message through from Vinted, which a lot of you guys that snipe just like I do, you would have got that message as well, saying there's been suspicious buying activity on your account, and if it continues, we're going to temporarily or permanently ban your account. So yeah, not the best news. And what it is, they've hired this new company called Datadome, and they pretty much track and limit, I guess, bot accounts. So anyone that's using a bot, like an automatic sniping system, your account is getting banned. But the problem is, because I and a lot of others buy so quickly, we snipe shoes as we do, hence like bargains like this for 15 quid, you know, on clouds, things like that. It's causing our accounts to flag up as a bot account. So Vinted automatically think we're using a bot just because we are manually buying within a few seconds. I have personally never used a bot, even though a few of you think that I do. I never have. I just sit there and I refresh constantly, quite a lot of the day. Not always, but I take a few days off usually. But when it's a sniping buying day, I'm there constantly refreshing the page. And yeah, it means that I buy items within about 5 to 10 seconds of it being listed. So of course I look like a bot in Vinted's eyes. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying that their account's been banned. I don't think I've had anyone saying they've been permanently banned completely. I got banned for a day and then it randomly reopened again, and I thought, you know what, I might as well go all out. So I carried on sniping as much as I could, and then I got banned again for like another half day or something like that, and they reopened it again after I messaged the support, Vinted support, and I pretty much just played stupid. And I was just like, it's saying that I'm using some automatic software. I'm not doing that. I explained to them that I do buy a lot of stuff and that I use their newest first filter feature. They didn't really explain what was going on, but they just kind of said, okay, we'll take it no further. And since then, I've been buying, and I've had about 3 or 4 days now of just clear buying without any issues, and I've bought a lot of stuff just in case it does happen again. Got to switch arms, this arm's getting a bit tired. As you guys know, a lot of my buying is from Vinted. A lot of my stock is mainly Vinted to eBay flips, so I do rely on it quite a lot. I did go full-time into eBay without Vinted though, so if it does suddenly disappear, I will panic a little bit, but it's not the be-all end-all. I'll just have to hit the car boot sales a bit harder, which in turn is actually quite good for you guys because there'll be more videos of the car boots. Right now, I'm only doing one a week. I'm doing Sunday morning car boot, that is it. And then I rely on Vinted and occasionally charity shops, but very rarely. Yeah, I rely on Vinted mainly for the good quality stock. Because as I've said in the past, you just can't get the quality as good as you can on Vinted from car boot sales, and there's a lot more competition, it seems, at car boots. Whereas on Vinted, you just need to refresh and be lucky just to be the first to see it, and then you get that item. Like I said, I'm currently unbanned. Whether or not this will continue, who knows? I've got about 30 pairs of shoes on the way to me right now, so it's quite a lot. I'm not listing too much at the moment. I'm trying to just get maybe 5 up a day during the week, take weekends off, whatever. But yeah, this week I do plan on hitting it a little bit harder. Let me know in the comments below if you've been affected by this. Are you banned? Are you unbanned? Let me know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. The plan is, if I do get permanently banned, you can usually appeal it to Vinted and you can explain your situation, and hopefully they'll understand and reopen your account. But luckily I haven't had to do that yet, but we'll wait and see. It could be that Vinted disappears. It could be the end for us resellers. But like I said, I went into this full time relying on car boot stock, so I'll just have to go a bit more back to my roots as time continues. But we'll wait and see. Vinted are shooting themselves in the foot a little bit because of the amount of stuff that us resellers do buy off Vinted. So yeah, it's a bit silly of them really using this system, but judging by the last few days, I'm hoping that it's all cleared up and we're all in the clear now, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, like I said, we've got 14 orders going out. I'm going to stick you on the chest mount and do a little picking video and see what's sold. So enjoy. I just saw that I had a little white speck on my shirt. This black top attracts absolutely everything, especially when you've got a little baby you're cuddling all the time. Right, okay, we're chest mount ready. £610 worth of orders, 14 going out. Let's see what's sold. Right, okay, I'm just going to start from the earliest orders going into the latest ones. This is from Friday afternoon up until Sunday evening. Haven't had any orders yet this morning. The first order though is in box 5 down here. So let's grab these out. There we go, we've got a pair of Nike Riffs, these ones right here sitting on the top. So in my last video I actually showed the split toe version of these in size 11, paid £10 on Vinted, and this is why I'm going to miss Vinted if it disappears. Paid £10 for them, they were from 2008 and they actually sold for £120. I'll flash them up on the screen now. These ones though, unfortunately, they're only a size 4.5. They're a little bit later as well, they're from the year 2013. They haven't got the split toe, but of course they're still Nike Riffs, they are in good condition, as you can see by the tread. These have just sold for £30, so a bit of a difference in the price, a big £90 difference. That's what I mean by size is everything when it comes to the Nike Riffs, and if you can get the split toe version, then even better. Okay, the next pair. So this pair here I actually brought at a car boot sale. Just wanted to say, guys, apologies for no car boot sale yesterday, which was Sunday the 27th. Life just got a little bit too hectic to find time to edit the video. I've got it all filmed and everything, I just need to get it edited, which of course for me takes around 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes just to edit the car boot videos. So yeah, as of today though, like I said, we're kind of officially back to work. I've had my sort of 2 weeks paternity leave. And yeah, I just want to get back in the flow of things come August time. So yeah, this video here is probably going to be released on Friday, I think it is, which is the 1st of August. And we'll start fresh from August. Anyway, next sale. We got this pair of On Clouds. They've got like a nice drawstring lace. They are pretty good condition, almost like new. These I paid £20 for at the car boot. I think she wanted 25, managed to haggle her down to 20. Or did I pay 25? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 20. Either way, you're going to see it in a video at some point. Yeah. £20 I want to say. I think I originally had them up for 60. Little back and forth with best offer, and yeah, they got them for £54.55, so plus postage as well. So yeah, still a decent markup there, decent profit. Yeah, they're always selling well, just like those ones I mentioned earlier. Paid 15 on Vinted for these ones. Unfortunately, they have got a bit of staining on the sort of mesh material here. I can't be bothered to work too hard to get all that out, so yeah, hopefully they sell for around 50-60 quid. You guys know that I don't like to put shoes into the washing machine. I just think it destroys them, so I give it a good old scrub. If it doesn't come out, then that's it, really. It is what it is. Anyway, next sale is in box 12 over here. So this is a bit of a random one. I think I paid £1 each or 50p each, something really cheap, for these cig bottles. I only knew they were worth some money because we actually bought some years ago for ourselves, and these were like the extra large version. They're both in good condition. I actually kept one for myself and sold the other one just now. Did take quite a while to sell, but eventually it sold for £12.99. Not too bad. Quick sort of £10 profit flip. That is plus postage as well. Right, okay, the next flip here. I can't remember if you guys have seen this on YouTube or not. If not, it'll be in the next video. But this was from a car boot sale. Really nice find here. We've got these. Oh, that's going to fall in there. There we go. We've got these Milenko caravan mirrors. Here we go. And yeah, we've got the original box, got the bag that they come in as well. That's pretty much all they are. They're just towing mirrors. They stick on the side of your like normal mirror you've got on your car, and they just extend the width a little bit just so you can see behind the caravan a bit more. Yeah, always picking these up, especially if they're in good condition with the box and everything. I'm pretty sure you've seen it on YouTube, but if not, I paid £10 for these ones and they have sold for £45 plus post. I usually charge £3.45 for postage, but on this one I charged £3.99, so a little bit extra on the postage as well. Okay guys, next up in box 18 we've got a pair of Nike Metcons. So, oh, So Nike Metcons, good ones to look out for in trainers. These ones here were an absolute bargain. Paid £10 on Vinted about a month ago. Again, every time I say £10, always add about £4 on just for the fees and stuff. So it's about £14 all in for these. But they have actually sold for £50 plus post, £50 exactly. Had best offer on, I think I had them up for 60. And yeah, just somebody sent a nice generous offer of 50. You got to look at the nice profit on that, so pretty happy to take 50 quid for them. They're not the most desirable model, it's just the fact that they've got this sort of funky design, this nice like lightning blue, I want to call it, design to them. Yeah, obviously just bumps up that sort of value of them a little bit more. I've got a few more in this box here. I've got like the standard black and white, I think they're Metcon 9s or something like that, and then sort of like women's size there as well. Same version as them as well, but just a bit smaller. Yeah, they all sell pretty well, around 35 to 50 quid or something. Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for them. All right, next up in box 25, just here, we've got 2 pairs of Skechers. So the first pair, I actually woke up that same morning they did sell for a £9 offer, which I straight away declined because it's way too low. I paid, I think, £5 or something, very cheap on Vinted. So they would have still been profit, but not the sort of profit I want. Yeah, these were really cheap. Just a pair of women's slip-ins, which are the hands-free Skechers. You just put your foot in, slide your foot in, because they've got the big supported, like arched back. Woke up to that £9 offer, declined that, and then in that same evening, somebody offered £31 for them. Had them up for 35. Perfectly fair offer, I'm happy to take that. And then in the same box over here we've got a men's size, and these are pretty much like brand new. Just show you the soles there, as you can see, lovely condition, no damage. These are men's 8.5. These ones here have sold for £52 plus postage. They are the Bounder 2.0. You're probably paying around £65 in the shops, so if someone can get a little bit of money off, then they might as well buy it in this sort of like worn once condition. This was my final snipe before Vinted went and banned me the other day. So I literally did this snipe, £10 paid, and then saw another pair of shoes, tried to buy them, and they had banned me for like, or shadow banned me if you will, for like half a day. So yeah, this one just managed to slip through the net, and you can see now why I rely on Vinted so much really for my stock. I know I shouldn't put all my eggs in one basket. That's why I do go to the car boots. I keep my toe in the water a little bit at the car boots, but you can see how the quality stock, it for me personally, is mainly from Vinted, which is completely out of like the blue really. I never thought I'd be doing Vinted sniping to eBay as my main business, but here we are. So this whole new thing they're bringing in, I really hope they don't continue it, because yeah, it'll be a lot of adjusting for me to get back into the normal routine again. Anyway, next pair up we got in box 3. So you've seen these a few times on the channel. They are the really massive wedge chunky sole feelers. They're the Disruptor 2s. Paid £12 on these, so about £16 all in on Vinted. That is kind of like the max end I'd pay for these. They're not in the best condition, a little bit of mud and stuff on the soles, but gave them a quick little wipe over, made them look as fresh as I could, and stuck them up for £55 or £54.99. And somebody, after about 2 months, so it took quite a while, somebody actually paid full price for these, £54.99 plus post. I did have best offer on, but they decided just to pay outright, so always a nice treat. I'm sure we've all had the same idea with this banning thing on Vinted, and we've all gone and bought as much as possible. I've currently got my in-post items showing up at the moment. Yeah, I've got a few at Every to collect, a few at Yodel, a few at in-post. Just really trying to wake up eBay and get back into that flow again. Okay, next sale, box 32. So these, I think, are brand new. Maybe worn once. I cleaned them up to look brand new. As you can see, there's no mud or anything on there. They're like a khaki green high top Vans. Had them up for, I think, £49.99. Somebody offered 40. I counted at £44.50. They accepted that, which was really nice. And I think I paid about £8 for these ones on Vinted. You'll be surprised. Some people get rid of Vans so cheaply, and it's like, they're not, and of course they're not the most desirable shoe. They do take a while to sell on eBay sometimes, but if you were to walk into the Vans shop in the high street or whatever, or buy them online brand new or something, you're probably paying 60, 65 quid for these brand new. I don't know. Yeah, so absolute bargain again on Vinted into a nice little eBay flip. Also, check these out. I've got these Offspring Converses. Bit weird. They've got a Velcro badge, as you can see. Very strange. Bit different, unusual, but yeah. Check the soles on Offspring Converses because they actually sell really well. The sell-through rate's not great, but when they do sell, they hit that high ticket price. Okay, next item, or items, box 23 down here. Nothing too exciting or special, but we've got this Legoland foam swords and shield. We've got 2 swords and a shield there. I think I paid £2 for the bundle at the car boot. They've sold for £12.99 plus post, so nothing to really rave about, but it's profit at the end of the day. It was quite a slow car boot, so I was just like kind of looking for anything just to make me a little bit of money. And yeah, this is what popped up. Pretty sure you can only get these at Legoland, so they do hold a bit of value depending on what model and stuff you find, but keep your eyes peeled for them. If you can find them for like 50p or something, always pick them up. Profit's profit at the end of the day. All right, next up is in box 4, which is right down there in the corner. Here we go. The ones that have actually sold are these Clark's Wallabies. These have actually sold once before and then they came back to me because the buyer, they didn't fit the buyer. Yeah, finally sold again after about 6 months. They took quite a while. They're sort of like a beigey sort of camo design. Decent enough condition, a little bit weird and wacky. Paid a tenner, I think, on Vinted months and months ago. They sat around such a long time, but that's just the way sometimes. You can't control when things are going to sell. Eventually they've sold for £39.99 plus post, so still a decent profit after all that. But let's hope it's not a boomerang item. Let's hope it stays stuck this time with the buyer and doesn't come back to me. Okay, box 27 next, just here. Got some nice muck wellies there as well. They haven't sold yet. I think I paid a £5 for them, and they're absolutely massive. They're like a size 12. They sell for about 50 quid though, so waiting for that buyer on them. But the ones that have actually sold are just here, these Vivo barefoots. A little bit grubby. As you can see, there's a bit of staining on the top here. There you go, there's the other one there. So yeah, as you can see, just a little bit stained on the tops, which did affect the value a little bit. They look a little bit worse in the photos than they do in person, which I think affected the price. I had them up for 55. Got a few watchers, but no one was biting the bullet. Eventually, yesterday, I received a £45 offer and just accepted that. I think I paid like a tenner on Vinted. So again, £13–14 all in, into 45. It's a fair flip, so I'll take it. The good thing is I've got such a backlog and I've got so many shoes in stock right now. If Vinted did go and close their doors, I've probably got still a good sort of 2 or 3 months of like continuous shoe sales till it really starts slowing down. Obviously you don't want that, you still want stuff to keep consistent, and of course you still want quality stock to be incoming into the shop. But it's nice to know that there is a bit of a backlog just in case they do suddenly close their doors to us resellers, or we're gonna have to all start sniping on Depop or something like that. Could you imagine? Okay, next sale is in box 30, right here. There you go, the Leaning Tower of shoes. All right, here we go, box 30. This sale here is actually the biggest sale this weekend, and it's also the best flip this weekend, so biggest profit flip. Some of you might remember in a car boot video, probably around a month ago now, I got these Innovates weightlifting shoes with the boa. I've always called it BOA, but it's actually called boa. It's like a fastening system for the strap across here, and then you've got the same thing across the tongue up here as well. These ones here though are in pretty much brand new condition. If you check the soles there, you can't see any wear or anything like that. A little bit of dust on them. Got these from the car boot sale, paid £4 for them. They have sold for £59.99 plus post, so really decent flip there. The lady actually had 2 pairs of these. The other pair was a little bit more beaten up and she sold them for £4. I sold them for, I think, 30 or something, so decent flip there. And then just as I was walking out of the car boot, these ones popped up. Same lady again. Can't believe no one else picked them up. But yeah, £4 into 60. Yeah, sometimes it's crazy that flips like that are still just sitting there at the car boot and nobody else has like seen them or acknowledged them really, because yeah, that's mad. That's like that's an easy sort of £50 profit item just sat there all those hours without anyone else picking them up. Got a few other nice shoes in here. Got these Nike ACG sandals, Air Disutes, something like that. They're like brand new. They sell for about 50 quid. And then you've got the 510 climbing shoes by Adidas. Again, brand new pretty much. They should sell for around 50–60 quid. I thought I actually sold them, but obviously not. Right, we've got one more sale. It's just in box 2 up here. Let's grab that down. Got a little ET there. Yeah, he hasn't sold yet. Again, I think he's in a recent car boot video or coming up soon in a car boot video. The ones that have sold though, we've actually sold some wallpaper. Paid £4 for 4 rolls, so £1 each. So I split them up into 2 sets of 2. And this first pair has sold for £12.99 plus post. I did originally have them up for £19.99. They weren't shifting. They sat on the shop for about 3 months. Dropped the price down to £12.99. Not amazing profits, but from £4, if I can sell the other set as well for £12.99, that's £26 turnover from £4. bit of profit there. Not massive, but yeah, keeps the shop ticking over. All right, there we go. So that is the whole bundle of sales, £610 just there in sales, which I'm really pleased with actually, just over 2 days. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I've had a few slow weekends recently, probably getting about 3 or 4 orders over the whole weekend. That is just because life in general has just gone mad. Yeah, it just goes to show if you do start listing, stuff will start selling. So yeah, finally putting the effort in. This week I'm going to hit it quite hard, try and get some proper listings up on the shop, and yeah, just try and maybe set myself a target of like minimum 10 listings per day. Just get them listed, get all the backlog blasted through, get it all listed, and yeah, hopefully it's going to really wake up eBay and we start getting sales like this every weekend for the upcoming future. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens. All right, there we go, guys. I'm going to call it a day now. Got to get all this lot packaged, sent to the shop, and then crack on with listing. I'm going to get this video edited and uploaded for the 1st of August, so I've got 3 days to do that. Also, Sunday, there will be a car boot video again, 8 AM. I want to try and keep that routine up for as long as possible. Also, I just wanted to say, if you did vote for me in the eBay Awards, thank you again so much for that. I had loads of like last-minute voters coming in just right at the end, so yeah, I really do appreciate that. Voting is obviously now closed. I'm just waiting to hear back from eBay whether or not it's a good or bad result. We'll wait and see. Fingers crossed though. Who knows, that 10 grand could change everything. Of course, it'll be a massive like injection of money into the business. I still aren't fully certain what I want to do with it. Either like a bit of it might be invested into more stock, like I said, growing the business, going out into the garden, getting like a sort of shed area for more stock to be stored in there. That would be a good idea as well, but we'll wait and see. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Let me know if you've been banned or not on Vinted. It's really put a bit of a panic into people's mindsets, I think, in reselling, because people rely on Vinted. I know people that literally have watched my videos, learned how to snipe from them, and then they are literally just relying purely on Vinted just to make a living. So yeah, they don't do car boots or anything like that. It's just purely Vinted. But yeah, it could change buying on Vinted forever. But hey, we enjoyed the ride whilst we could. Definitely made some good money from it, and also learned a lot of valuable knowledge really just from sniping on Vinted. The amount of like random stuff I've learned over the years just from different brands, seeing like unusual shoes on there, and then like researching the brand on eBay and being like, wow, that's actually worth some really good money. It's no different to like researching an item in the car boot field. If you see it on Vinted and it looks interesting, you're researching it, you're gaining that knowledge. So we've only got to be grateful for it, but it could all come crashing down at some point. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.